and we're looking good. We're 5x5. Guys, we are here at the finals of the Golden Egg Weekly number 2. And as you can see here in the bracket, we are down to 2 players. Mana Grinds Luigi's versus Azuzu. And we've taken a quick look at the decks. It should be a great finals, and this is a best of 5. So buckle your seatbelt, strap in. Eggy and I are going to take you on the ride of your lives.
Oh yes, this is going to be the egg-tastic voyage, as I would like to call it.
As Egg would say, much hype.
Much hype, wow. And it's going to be pretty cool. Are we watching it from Luigi's point of view or from Azuzu's?
From Luigi's point of view. It appears like he may be considering starting with that Shaman, the System Shock, which I love that name. By the way, I wanted to mention one thing about that Shaman deck that is a little different. Most Shaman decks, even the... here we go. Shaman versus... We'll see. We'll get into the game once we... I'll talk about once we get into game. So, right. Into the mulligans. Shaman versus Druid. This is Luigi's... Yeah. Shaman versus Druid. Luigi's versus Azuzu. And the Shaman has Lightning Bolt, Unbound, Lightning Bolt, and Fire Elemental. And Luigi's got rid of... I didn't see what card really quickly, but he kept Harvest Golem and Wrath.
Yeah, he's got Harvest Golem, Wrath, and... or actually, Azuzu is playing the Druid, right?
Correct.
Yes. Alright, so... We see that Azuzu in his hand has a Wrath, Golem, Karn, and of course the Sunfairy Protector. My mind went on crazy.
That's all good. So here we go, guys. And playing the Argent on turn 1 is a great turn for the Shaman. Bringing out the naked Sunfury is not a bad retaliation. Ultimately, he could have used his hero power. But bringing out a coined Unbound is an incredibly strong turn 2 play, and it's going to be difficult to deal with this. And instead of wrathing and killing his using his minion, he's either going to wrath and use his minion on the board, or he's going to bring out a Harvest Golem. It's a tricky situation. I feel like the Shaman is off to a good start. Yes, please go ahead.
You gotta kill that Unbound. As we saw, ideally, I would like to kill that Unbound. But damaging isn't bad either, because if he damages it and he buffs it next turn, he can still kill it because it only goes up to 3 HP. Assuming he doesn't use the 2 overloads, which he probably won't because it's really hard to do that. So even though he goes up to 3/3, this thing is now wrathable, and that's pretty awesome. It's good to have something like that.
Yeah. Now, bringing out the Feral Spirits here, 3/1, I mean, there are definitely ways to deal with this, but ultimately, it's going to be on the Druid's onus to take care of this, and he's going to Wrath for 1, draw a card. That's absolutely a good play, and he's going to Hero Power, and he's going to use... Oh, no, excuse me, that was not Hero Power, that was Force of...
Mark of the Wild.
Mark of the Wild.
Which is a fine play. He's still left with an HP, or 1 HP on it, so he could still... Well, now he has to trade his 1/1 minion out. That only leaves 1 actual real attacking minion on the board. Being turn 5, playing down the 4/6 taunt, probably the standard easy play to put down. Puts it down, ends turn. Not a bad play. So we'll see what the Shaman has to put out for this turn.
Yeah.
Very well, thank you.
So
yeah, go ahead.
No, please.
Alright, so the Shaman has a little bit of options. He's got the Argus, but not really an option. Hex isn't the worst Hex in the world. For the most part, hexing a Druid Claw isn't bad. It's not bad. I mean, when a Druid has not that many big minions that you want to really kill. They have a lot of strong minions, but most of them range around the same attacking range as the 4/6, the 5/5, and those types of cards. So hexing, not the worst option. So we'll see what he puts down. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Defender of Argus on a totem is fine, and then Lightning Bolting, because he will clear. Yeah, so he does use the Feral to clear. That is a strong turn. The reason I don't like the Hex there is because things like the Karn are going to come out, and you're going to want to Hex those. But ultimately, we've seen Hex used for tempo before. But now that he does Defender up with a totem and the lightning bolt, giving that kill, he's got a free hex to use on Karn. So I tend to hit face here, but he looks like he's going to hex and use the healing totem. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Both plays were acceptable. The hex is probably if you feel safe of saving your hex for stuff like that, that's fine. It's not the biggest deal in the world. But now he has a nice, decent board, and for the most part, the Druid he's got a pretty okay hand. It's not the worst hand in the world, but it's not the best hand in the world either. But the Ancient Watcher is nice to have.
Yeah, bringing out the Druid bringing out the Drake and the Ancient Watcher is good board presence, but he's behind. And as you can see here, a Lightning Storm is going to do a lot of damage to that. A Drake wouldn't be the best card in terms of what you're trying to get out of it, because you don't want to use that Earth Shock. The Fire Elemental does 3 damage, so you would be able to pair it and finish off the Drake with the 1/3 totem. That's not bad. I really like that play. So Fire Elemental, 1/3 totem to finish off, and I tend to go face with that 2/3, but we'll see what he chooses to do.
Yeah, some part of me, I like keeping. Sometimes I would like to keep the Healing Streamtone, because Healing Streamtone can be pretty OP sometimes. Yeah. Especially against Druids with the swipes.
So you trade the 2/3, or you'd use your Earth Shock? He trades the 2/3. So
it's just nice. It's the 1 damage difference, but you keep a taunt and something that heals you. So it's better to keep it.
You know, I think actually, now that you say it that way, and now that I look at the difference, there's only 1 hit point of damage because it was taunted up. It's not just a 0/3 totem. Excuse me, a 0/2 totem. I agree. 1 point of damage isn't the end of the world. The extra spell ability and the taunt is well worth it. So I actually fully concur.
Yeah, but he gets silenced, so. Or
yeah, but that's okay. That silence isn't hitting the the Fire Elemental, so it actually is furthering your point.
Yeah, if he's kind of crazy, he might Lightning Storm next turn and put down a weapon and clear the board pretty easily. Yeah. For the most part. If he wants, he could play down the Drake and clear for sure. I think a Drake and a YOLO clear with the Lightning Storm is a pretty decent play. Because if you hit the 5, you're good.
I think you're fine with that. I think you're gonna absolutely clear everything except for possibly the Fire Elemental, and that's a really strong turn.
And if you does not get it.
But you know what? It's okay. You still do 6 to the face. Shaman's got board control. Shaman's got way more health. And honestly, the Druid's in a tough position. He's not in a great position. The big game hunter in his hand is not useful. Killing a 6/1 with a 6/5 is not ideal. Like, you know, it's great that your minion didn't die, but all you're doing is clearing something that's been out there for a few turns. He's gonna taunt up the big game hunter. That is probably the best of a bad situation right now. The Shaman's got a nice lead, plenty of cards, and a big health advantage.
Yeah, he just put down the arc. This is like his last hope.
Yeah.
But it's not much of a hope.
He can kill that big game hunter with the Earth Shock.
With an Earth Shock. Exactly.
Yeah, so and he can also he can also use the axe to increase the health of his Unbound, or he can bring out the Mana Tide, which is almost a nightmare in and of itself because he's going to use the card draw mechanic. I like the Mana Tide. Think that's probably the stronger play.
One thing from StarCraft.
Look at this.
That's about it.
Eggy, look at this. He brings the Mana Tide, comes into the axe, and you know what? Yeah, you're going to clear most of this, but you're not going to clear all of it. And I've got 12 damage next turn with the Alakir Rockbiter combo.
Yep, and that's pretty much a good game. It was the right play. Shaman is going to win this game, which means Luigi's is going to be up 1-0 against Azuzu.
He doesn't have lethal just yet, but it's all but over.
One card as a druid, as a token, as a kind of tokeny, not really tokeny druid, but
Flame Tongue. Okay,
Force of Nature druid. So
I like Flame Tongue here. Tongue here.
Might as well put it between the two and output more damage.
Yeah, you do get you do net a little bit more damage.
It's not over, but it's over.
Actually,
you know when it's over.
You don't net for You don't net any more damage. They're both 6 damage in that case, but
Yep.
you will net more damage if they clear either of the 2 minions that are not Alec here. So he's gonna go for health. Oh, he's gonna go for cards. Sorry, he was looking for the
Yeah,
miracle.
he has to choose. He has to get like the miracle naturalize or something.
Yeah.
Naturalize would actually be pretty damn awesome. But
Well
it's also
played. And Luigi's takes a convincing victory with a great shaman deck versus Azuzu. That is game one of the game one of the Eggy weekly, the Golden Egg weekly of the finals. So 1-0 for Luigi's. Well played.
1-0. Let's see what deck Azuzu will choose next. Some part of me wants to believe he's just gonna Miracle Rogue. I don't know why. I just feel people's like go-to deck.
He does
these
not
days
have
are-
a Miracle Rogue. He has a...
Oh, I don't actually. Never mind. What is this deck?
He's
choice
got a
again? I forget.
Zulok, which has got the kind of Argent Commander Black Knight combo in it. And he's got a Rage Mage. And the Rage Mage is going to be really good for a Shaman, so that's got to be his pick here in my book.
Yeah, I totally forgot they had chose the 3 decks. And I was like, oh yeah, they chose 3 decks. Which deck do they choose now?
All right, guys,
So,
we're into game 2. And this
Mage.
is the Enraged Mage versus the System Shock. Eggy, what do you think's going to happen here? Mulligan
I think
time.
this is this new agey kind of aggro mage that people have been talking about on Reddit and Liquid Earth. Yeah, with the leopard. I've seen this one with the leopard gnome. It's interesting. I've seen 2 versions of this. One version, it's like you just kind of like wait out. I don't know. You just kind of like do ping little damage, and then at the end of the game, you just do a ton of damage. But seems just like a regular aggro rush deck.
Yeah.
And it should be interesting to see how it plays out against a shaman with double Earth Shock.
Yep,
Oh.
he's got double Earth Shock. That's a critical card. I gotta tell you, I'm so excited to see this because this is a matchup I've been facing on ladder, and I want to watch how one of the best players in the world plays this. And we have it here in Mana Grind's Luigi's. So he obviously will Earth Shock that. That's a very simple, straightforward play. But as we move forward, we're gonna see how the shaman handles this because the shaman doesn't have heal, and so with the Sorcerer's Apprentice coming out, we've got Arcane Intellects, Wolf Riders, Mana Worms, Frostbolts, Mirror Images, Ice Lances, Arcane Missiles. You know, there's so much in this toolkit to do damage to the Shaman.
One of the worst feelings in the world is getting your Leopard Gnome Earth Shocked. It's just probably Leopard Gnome is one of my favorite cards in the game, and every time that happens, I'm like, those fucking shamans, man, you and your Earth Shocks. I just can't believe the things I have to deal with.
And unfortunately, he does not hit any of his missiles. Well, I guess it's better to hit none on it than just to hit one, right? So, oh no, because he could have hero powered. So he doesn't get the extra point of damage from the Sorcerer's Apprentice on the face. Shaman's got to deal with this, and he's got to deal with it now.
Yeah, I mean, a lightning storm is the worst thing in the world, but you don't want to. He's only got 1 Earth Shock left.
Yeah,
so
I
you
feel
don't
like
want to use your last silence.
Yeah, I like this. This is the perfect totem. Okay, so Luigi's gotten incredibly lucky getting the totem that'll hopefully prevent some extra damage. He Earth Shocks the Leopard Gnome, meaning no damage from the Leopard Gnome, no damage from the Death Rattle. Really good plays here from Luigi's. He's getting lucky as well.
The problem is this Water Elemental. Water Elementals are so hard to deal with. They're 3/6s.
Yep.
Brutal cards, really.
A Hex is what you want.
Hex, he can be crazy in Lightning Storm and Lightning Bolt, but
you might.
you
might. I don't. If you get lucky, though, the problem with the Lightning Storm, Lightning Bolt is you need to get lucky. So he's hoping for 3, and he doesn't get it. So the RNG is not always in his favor.
Does not seem like it this game. His hand is pretty bad this game. Not gonna lie.
Oh, you talking about Azuzu or Luigi's?
Luigi, it's one of those hands that there's a lot of good cards in it, just nothing that really goes together.
But so far, he's had all the answers he's needed, so he's in a tough spot now. He does draw the Hex.
Yeah, which is nice. I'd probably Hex the 4/4.
I think you go.
Well,
it's tricky because
I don't know. It's a tough choice.
Yeah, he's gonna Hex the Drake because he wants to get rid of the spell damage, and he's gonna save the coin, and he's gonna find a way to get rid of that Water Elemental as soon as
Ideally,
he can.
next turn he might try to get a spell totem and lightning bolt and hope for the best. But this mage right now is looking pretty nasty, especially with this double water elemental, which is so hard to deal with. So hard to deal with.
And the water elemental prevents the use of any kind of weapon like the rock biter. So,
yep.
So the Argent Commander coming out's fine if he uses a coin and lightning bolts the 0/1, because otherwise this is just a very tricky situation here. Hero power of the mage can just get rid of the divine shield.
Yeah, I'd coin out the lightning bolt to kill the juggler, and I'd kill the taunt, and then at least you're still left with a shield, and then you're kind of happy.
Well, okay, but no matter what, this guy's gone, and he's not going to die to... And he's definitely not going to die to one of those minions. I think you really just Drake, fireball to the face and then use all your minions. Oh, you can't fireball to the face yet. I'm sorry. It's hero power and then go to the face.
He's got Arcane Intellect in his hand, which is kind of nice. Extra draw is always nice. 2 cards can really change a game.
Wow, the Shaman's really frozen now.
Yeah, he's in a pretty bad spot. It was a nice draw that he got those direwolf dogs. And
the direwolf dogs. Yeah, those ferals are pretty badass.
You could put down a direwolf dog and put a flame tongue totem between them so you can do more damage to the elementals, because he needs to kill the elementals, and he needs to at least save himself a turn from this freeze, because this freeze is kind of killing him, because he's got this decent weapon in hand that he could have used to clear some cards, but now he's got too low HP to actually clear any cards. So it's a little bit unfortunate, but let's see if he puts down a totem between the two. It's not a terrible play.
It's not the worst. It's you always want to get value on the totem, but in this situation that it will kill one of the minions left on board, it's not a bad idea. By the way, just a little bit of an update. We got an update that the deck list we have is close, but the Blizzard that we said was in this Rage Mage is not in fact a Blizzard. It is in fact a Flame Strike. So that makes more sense because of the nerf to the Blizzard way back when. I really prefer the Flame Strike here, and it is in fact Azuzu playing the stronger version, in my opinion, of that deck.
Yeah. So he uses Arcane. That kind of some RNG on that. That's kind of funny.
2 loot orders here.
So he does play down that. Oh, notice. Okay, so he's probably going to trade out one of the water elementals, and still a tough position. 30 HP to 13 against the mage. You're in a pretty bad position. Yeah. I mean, all they need is a fireball or double fireball, and it's game over. And it's not a position you want to be in as a shaman against the mage. So I feel this game. I feel it's going to go in Azuzu's favor. It's Azuzu's game to lose.
He's so confident he doesn't even use the frostbolt to kill the rockbiter, the flame tongue before, because he doesn't care about that minion staying alive. He wants that frostbolt to pair with the ice lance for the finishing blow. So he's got his eye on the prize here, and I feel like he's way ahead, as you said.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Puts down to Argus the Defender. Pretty smart move. Just going to try to clear the board as much as he can. But at the same time, it all depends what he draws into. How much? I think I don't know. I think he could...
6,
he's got Fireball.
12,
Can't see the hand perfectly.
Wow. So with 2 fireballs and a hero power, Azuzu takes a convincing victory over the Shaman in a favored matchup for him. And Luigi's is down a game, and that means Azuzu has tied it up. It is 1-1, guys, and we have ourselves a finals. Let's do this.
Indeed, it's 1-1. It's a best of 5, guys, so don't worry, it's not a best of 3.
Best of 5.
Luigi's is now what decks does he have to choose?
Luigi's has sorry, give me 1 second. He had the Shaman, he has the Druid, the kind of Watcher style Druid with a few different changes, and then the Hand Lock. And
can I go hand? No, I don't actually. No, he wouldn't
Druid.
go hand lock. That'd be stupid.
Yeah, I think Druid is the better play here. Let's jump into the mulligans.
You got some heals in it, so it's always nice to have some heals against it. That's a pretty nice hand. Yeah, definitely want to keep the Yeti and the Keeper of the Grove.
Ooh, a Mana Worm. He gets Azuzu mulligans into a Mana Worm.
Interesting.
Nicely
Mana
done.
Worms are pretty good.
Yeah,
but he doesn't have the coin, so it sucks.
Mana Worm turn 1 OP. Mana 1 coin Mana Worm turn 1 way OP.
If I'm seeing it correctly, the mage's hand looks pretty bad.
He
Kind
has
of
Ice
rolled over
Lance.
card.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're having a card issue here. This is not us. This is his in-game glitch. So he's got a Loot Hoarder, Ice Lance, Flame Strike. Up, it's fixed now, and a Frostbolt. So that is the Mage's hand, and the Loot Hoarder comes down.
It's a little bit better than I thought it was, but it's still not an ideal hand, especially with the Loot Hoarder that really can't. I mean, Mana Worm that can't really do that.
You know, I'm surprised he didn't Frostbolt the Sun Fury. Excuse me, the Sun Fury, because it would have buffed the Mana Worm. It would have killed the minion. Obviously, it's a win condition card for him, but I think this early in the game, do you think that was a misplay? Should he have cleared that and buffed the Mana Worm?
I don't know. That he loses a Frostbolt. So I don't know. I mean, it's just a 2/3 Sun Fury Protector, and he can still kill it with his 2/1 if he wanted to. And I think he was trying to kill it with maybe the YOLO missiles that are arcane missiles. But I think Frostbolt is kind of needed because it's semi-win condition, but it's also better in the late game when you need to like clear something. But right now, turn 3, not much to do other than to hero power and move on with his hand. Or move on with the turn. But the double Yeti is nice. There's nothing wrong with the double Yeti. And he top decks into a Sorcerer's Apprentice and a nice little guy I like to call the Leper Gnome.
Yeah, man. Give me a hug! So, you're gonna deal 2 damage. You gotta get rid of the Sorcerer's Apprentice. This was the problem that Luigi's had as the Shaman. Is the Sorcerer's Apprentices kept coming and he wasn't clearing them as quickly as he needed to. That's really tough to have Sorcerer's Apprentices out against a Mage. They really get so much value.
Yeah.
And the Burn Mage is going face.
Yep. I mean, you have to. I mean, it's Leper Gnome. I love Leper Gnome because if you could keep him out long enough, he's sometimes a 1-mana fireball, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The most damage I've done with a 1 Leper Gnome in a game was 20 damage, and I felt pretty boss with it. Best Leper Gnome.
That's pretty cray, man. A 20 damage Leper. Wow.
The guy didn't want to kill it, so I kept damaging him.
Yeah.
All right.
You're like,
probably a Yeti this turn, or an Azure Drake. It's either that or that. I'd play down the Azure Drake, get an extra card, call it a day.
Yeah.
And pretty strong hand coming in from both sides right now. I like it.
Yeah. I feel like with a Druid being able to heal up using the armor as an effective heal, it's not quite as tough as a matchup, but what the Druid's going to need, which he has in his hand, is Swipe. But he would really prefer like a Blood Mage Swipe combo, which he doesn't have just yet. That would allow him to do a much more effective clear here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but he's got the minions on board, so he can just clear as it is.
He's got the Swipe if he really wants to, which isn't... Yeah. I mean, you kind of want to save the Swipe for later, but he's got double Swipes in his hand. He could just go for the face, hit 5, clear the board, then do an extra extra 6-7 damage. Not bad.
Actually, we didn't even realize he didn't need the Blood Mage. He had the Drake. Of course you're going to hit face and clear. My bad.
Yeah. So, not a bad play from here. 18 HP to 19. Healths are pretty even right now. Mm-hmm. But he does have that Fireball, Frostbolt, Fire Ice Lance combo in his hand that does a fuck ton of damage.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
That's 13 damage, right? 6,
yep.
7, 8, 9, 10, 13 damage plus. Yeah. I mean, so that's solid here, and he's gonna Wolf Rider to face.
Yeah, why not? The lower you bring him to the lower he goes, the better it is. So he's almost there, just not quite. So this depends what he top decks. If he top decks the right card, things could go in the right way for the Mage.
Well, the Druid has got the Ancient of Lore, and being at 15 health, why would you not get the health here? I don't see why you wouldn't want the health.
Yeah.
He's gonna swipe.
Ancient Lore.
So he's trying to finish the game.
He's going pretty balls to the walls right now. I don't blame him, but yeah.
But he's putting down taunters against a Mage. Mage doesn't care about taunt.
Yeah, for the most part they don't. I mean, he did have that Wolf Rider and Argus, but what did he top deck? I don't know if he top decked. I don't think he has lethal conditioning.
He got mirror images. No, he didn't top deck lethal. I mean, yeah, there are some charge minions in a Mage deck, but their end game is not about charge. It's not like they're running a Leroy in there.
Flame Strike wouldn't be that bad right now either.
Yeah, actually, he is running an arcane golem, so I should keep that in mind.
Whoa! Just like Arena, clears the board with Skill Strike. Amazing, and puts down a nice 2/2 mirror image, which saves him from a little bit of some great crazy rush combos that he had, also known as that cool thing called Force of Nature.
Yeah. So the Yeti's going to come down, it looks like, with also a potential second Yeti. I mean, again, 15 health. I feel like there's no reason to take the risk here, but he wants to. And you know what? He's a better player than I am, so let's see how this goes. 2 Yetis down.
See if he top sticks the right card, because if he doesn't, it might
that could be
game
GG.
over.
Well, also remember, he can kill the Yeti with the Fireball, and he can Ice Land, he can Frostbolt.
That's true.
He's going to Arcane Intellect.
Then you're out of, like, win conditions, then you just burn your whole hand.
He got a Drake, so that's a critical card. If it stays alive, would have given him the win condition, but he doesn't have enough mana to play them all. So...
what does he draw with those two? Nothing too...
a Drake and a Loot Hoarder. And the Drake's going to bring another Frostbolt, so... looks like he's going to try to hold off and get the win next turn, but the question is, can the Druid do it this turn? And he can, in fact, kill him this turn.
Yep.
So that is going to be game.
Force of Nature, GG. And that
Force
puts him
of
up
Nature,
2-1.
Double Yeti. So Luigi's takes a very close victory, but a victory over Azuzu's Burn Mage. So good counter deck here. I think each player is successfully countering their opponent. And that leaves one deck for our friend. And it is the Zoolock with the Doom Guards, the Argent Commander, the Black Knight, Scarlet Crusaders. He's not playing the Blood Knight. So that's interesting. He's playing a Scarlet Crusader and not a Blood Knight.
Yeah. Usually like to combo Blood Knights, but at the same time you don't really need it. I mean, it's nice to have if you can kind of make it to happen. But more than likely or not, usually when I get that awesome Blood Knight combo, somebody has something. So it's not bad. You kind of just wanted to have the Argus and Taunted, and then you have some nice taunts that he can't really deal with. But the Druids have Swipe and all that junk, so we'll see how it goes by with this Zoolock deck that we were seeing. Pretty good. Not a bad hand. I mean, he has the Juggler, which is really nice. Unfortunately, more than likely or not, I've never seen my Juggler last really long against a Druid. It always gets Wrath, and in this situation, always gets Wrath.
Yeah, and guys, this is is this the 4th game?
This is game number 4. Yes.
Yeah, this is game number 4 of the Golden Egg Weekly number 2, and we are in the final round. And in the top, we have Azuzu with the Zoolock versus our runner-up last week, Mana Grind's Luigi's.
Yeah, and Luigi's is really wanting to win this one so you can qualify for the Eggy main event, or the Golden Egg main event.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Kills it, wraths it, pretty standard play, nothing out of the ordinary right now. Puts down...
double Squire, Flame Imp. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, gets 5 damage onto the board. No more wraths are left, so that's kind of nice. Yep. But he can play down his pretty simple Yeti.
Yep. It's a strong counter. I mean, again, the problem... what I really think, though, is this deck looks like it really should have a Blood Knight, so I wonder why he took that out. But, yeah. Yeti's good turn for a player.
Yeah, definitely. But now the Argus comes down. That Argus and the shields are so damn good, man. That's what makes Zoolock pretty zooey.
So maybe this is why he doesn't want it, is because he wants to keep those shields on. He values the shields over it.
It's exactly like Scarlet Crusader, except it's a 1/1 minion instead of a 3/1, which is fine. So he puts down a taunt, which is the right play. But he does have a Doom Guard in hand if he wants to go for some crazy plays right now, but I think he should just go for the safer play. I forgot what card he's holding over right now.
Shattered Sun Cleric.
Shattered Sun Cleric. So that's also a fine move. Either way, you can trade, kill it, and keep going for the face. And then next turn, if he wants, he could play down a more than likely a Doom Guard without losing too crazy good of a card.
And if he gets lucky and gets like a 1-drop, like use the Argent Squire, like a Flame Imp or Shield Bearer, he could play them both. But we have here Luigi's drawing into an Innervate, giving him a potential of 8 mana, which would mean a Yeti and a Defender on both, which is a pretty strong turn here. He needs to survive. The Zulok's all about hitting you in the face, rushing you down. It will maintain board control, but ultimately, if taunts aren't on the board, it's going to keep going to finish you off. So I feel like a Yeti Defender's really strong in this position. Karn's good too for 6.
Yeah, Karn is good, but then you don't get a taunt, and then you probably lose the game. So he has to taunt. If he doesn't taunt, he has pretty much game over.
It would be incredibly risky, but if you could taunt, wow. If I was gonna say, if you could, he's gonna Karn, and he's gonna hope to survive. And if he survives, being able to Defender of Argus, Karn, and a Yeti next turn will be incredibly strong. So will he survive? He gets that 1-drop.
Oh, that 1-drop you're talking about.
Yep.
And the Doom.
And the Doom Guard. He's going to finish off the 1 Yeti. That's 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now we have the Druid down to 6 health. And he will have a strong play here. But ultimately, can he get through these? If he does, that will be the game.
Yeah.
Not
Depends
quite.
Top decks.
Well, yeah. Now he can.
Depends what he top decks in the next
he
2
does.
cards.
He gets a Shattered Sun Cleric and a Direwolf Alpha. Both cards are going to be critical here, and this game is looking much more in favor for Azuzu.
Direwolf Doggy was definitely something he also needed. The more damage, the better.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know. He puts. I don't know where he's putting it between. He's thinking about where to put down the wolf. Positioning is everything.
Yeah, I like the wolf in the center there, and using the Defender of Argus to kill the first taunt, the 5/3, and then you'll be able to bring up this Shattered Sun on top of one of the other 2 minions next to it, and then the buff will continue to translate as the minions die. So that's 4. Yep, that's game.
Yep.
Wait, it's not quite game. It's 1 hit point from game, actually.
It's pretty much game. Like,
yeah, it's pretty much game.
A warlock in this position is not.
Yeah, a Soulfire will do it, but he's gonna put it on the Doom Guard. He's gonna use the Doom Guard to clear, and that'll be 5 damage to the face, leaving the Druid at 1. Probably after he uses his hero power, he'll go up to 2.
I mean, it's kind of cute that he has a taunt. Yeah, but it's not gonna survive him long enough. So
yeah, it's nice. Gonna be it's almost impossible here. But this has been some really strong play with this version of a Zulok, which I like. There's no Blood Knight in there, but those 2 Argent Squires that were taunted up, really hard to deal with.
Yeah, and some people saying this. Ooh.
Did you see that lovely play? He used the Direwolf by killing the minion in between it to allow himself to enable the big game hunter. Very strong play.
Yeah, people saying in chat there was lethal. I felt there was lethal on the board, but at the same time, did not feel like counting it.
You're so beholden to that chat. Who knows what they know? They might be lethal, they might be not lethal. Who knows?
Chat knows, man.
Chat lethal? Chat knows.
Chat lethal for days.
Okay,
I don't think it's going to cost them the game, but I mean, maybe.
So
funny if it did.
Okay, so he's going to continue to armor up. He's also got an Ancient Watcher, which is totally worth playing. And now he needs to make sure he absolutely solidifies his board by getting rid of everything out there.
Yeah. Still. So rough, man. It's just the Warlock's top decking and wrecking, man. He just needs like a Soulfire, Hellfire, some kind of fire, and win the game and go boop and done.
This deck is not running Hellfires.
Damn, so my Warlocks run Hellfires for the exact same reason.
So
just because you can get past all.
Another Doom Guard would help. An Argent Commander would help. And then it's just your Soulfires for direct damage. Power Overwhelming on a minion if obviously he could clear with 1 and then hit to the face. So he doesn't have as many options as you would think, but he's got a few cards in there to do it. 2 Soulfires.
He does get an extra HP from, well, not an extra HP, but he gets an extra armor from this hero power this turn, which is nice. But at the same time, it's all going to be. He's still got the Warlock's got about 2 to 3 turns before he dies, and that's 6 cards. So I really doubt he's not going to get something good in 6 cards.
So he gets Direwolf, Alpha, and Power Overwhelming, and neither of those will allow him to get to lethal, but they will make it. Well, no, actually. The Druid's going to still continue to clear. So the question is, how long will it take for the Warlock to draw into Soulfire? That's the question. And he gets another Sun Fury Protector.
Oh, top decking and wrecking, man, dude. What is this? What's going on? Is he going to...
What's going on is the Druid is staying in this. What's going on is that we've got Luigi's refusing to die, and he's getting the cards he needs to live.
Oh, Hearthstone and top decking, man! It never ends. It's amazing.
And on that cue, Eggy's pits come out. He knows what's happening. He knows what game is happening.
Like, oh my god, what's happening to this?
Okay, world? We got 2 damage to the face. We've got 2 health. What will he draw? A Scarlet Crusader, Life Tap, a Mortal Coil. Now he's going to Mortal Coil the 2/1 probably, and see what he draws. Mortal Coil. He does draw a Flame Imp, so he's not getting what he needs, but the Scarlet Crusader is going to take 2 hits to kill. So the Druid's in a tough spot again here.
Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, he's in a tough spot, but he still has 2 H. He still has that 4/5.
Yep. He does draw a Harvest Golem, though.
He kills the 3/2 pretty easily, and you can keep pinging him down. He could win the game, man. This is
coming down to it. This is coming down to it.
If he does a top deck, he needs Soulfire, man. Where is Soulfire when you need it?
It's what he's asking.
Top decks of Leroy Jenkins, I'll laugh.
Okay, so wait a second. That's going to be GG. He gets that top deck he needs. It's not a Soulfire. It's in fact a Black Knight, ladies and gentlemen, and that will allow the Scarlet Crusader to hit into the face for 3 damage, ending the game for Zuzu. Well played. Well played.
Yep. Jesus, that took forever. But GG. Game is tied 2-2. Doesn't matter what happened in the previous matches. It's down to the final game. It's down. I think Handlock's coming out versus Zoolock.
Yep.
If things go bad, then I think we might have a little bit of an upset. And yeah, it's going to be awesome.
GG, man. This is going to be a great game, guys. And we are here for the final match of the finals. This is the 5th match in our best of 5. And we have on the bottom Mana Grinds Luigi's versus Azuzu on the top. And this is going to be a great end to what has been a fantastic tournament. Let's all make sure we thank Eggy on Twitter, on Twitch. He's hosted this tournament. Let's make sure to thank Delizic. And, all of us are on Twitter and Twitch. Find us. Let us know what you think. This has been a wonderful finale. Here we are into Game 5. Let's watch them go.
Keeps the double Mortal Kombat, double Molten Giant, which is good play because more than likely or not, you're not going to be able to get like a really good tempo going. So you kind of want him to damage you, and then you'll be able to play your Molten Giants, and then you'll be like, "What up?" and then win the game.
Because you need to taunt them up, right? But remember, this deck's got a Black Knight. He's got 1 Black Knight in this deck. He's got he's got a lot in here to deal with this, but it might not be enough. The Argents, the Black Knights. He is not running any Silence, though. He's not running the Owls, so the Black Knight's kind of in place of the Owls.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no Owls in the deck, right? 100%? I think so. So as long as there's no Owls, and as long as he has 1 big 8/8 taunt out, he should be safe. It's not guaranteed. I mean, at the end of the day, it is. At the end of the day, Rushlock can be pretty powerful no matter what. Puts down the nice Azure Drake, which is nice, but at the same time, his damage output right now from the Rushlock is pretty good. And at the moment, the hand for Luigi's is it's okay. If you, I don't know, it's like it's a little iffy. I don't know. I don't particularly like it too much. It's just because of the double mortal coil will be kind of hard to use right now. But I guess so. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's tough. Well, we've got a Hellfire draw here. That's gonna help.
That's a top deck. That's what he needs. That's exactly.
So
what he needs.
the answer to my question is Luigi's will top deck a Hellfire, and all is well. And you know what's even better than that Hellfire is if he had a coin, he could have. If he had the coin, he could have mortal coiled that one. But that's okay. The Drake will take care of it, and he can mortal coil the
danger
2-1.
zone though. He's at 12 HP, and he doesn't have a Defender of Argus, a Sun Fury, anything like that, which is really shitty. Especially with that Soulfire in hand, just other craze and Argent Commander. So looking kind of bad, but right now he's got the free Molten Giants. All he kind of needs is the taunt, and he doesn't have it yet.
He doesn't have the taunt, but he's got a Shadow Flame, so he could Shadow Flame and Earthen Ring Farseer after he Molten Giants. So 2 Moltens, Shadow Flame. Oh, he can't Earthen Ring after that. That's he's too shy on the mana.
But it was nice that at least he can clear the board. That top deck Shadow Flame was pretty much what he did.
Yeah.
And next turn, as long as he can survive a turn, which he should be able to.
No, he cannot, because in the hand we see from a Zuzu an Argent Commander and a Soulfire. So that will be 10 damage to the dome, my friend.
Well met, good sir. And that's how it goes down, man. Welcome to Zulok.
Welcome to Zulok.
A rush deck with the
I will not be playing the ladder tomorrow in fear of what will happen with the Zulok.
I started ranking up again because I was playing Arena for like 2 weeks.
Hold that thought, Eggy. This is the final culmination of the tournament.
It's over.
That's 5 damage, and
it's over soon. It's so close to over, but not yet. It's so close.
Oh, wait a second. Wait.
It's not over, but it's close.
Wait, did I miscount? I miscounted the health. I was looking at the other guy's health. Excuse me.
Yeah, but it's close to over, but it's not over.
Yeah, sorry about that. So there's your Doomguard, and Doomguard plus Soulfire. So what order do you want to do this in?
Obviously the one that gives you less RNG, discarding the red card.
Yeah, so I think you want to Soulfire first here, but the problem is
you might even want to tap. Just because it's 5.
Yeah, so you tap double Soulfire. Okay, so Soulfire, that's going to be GG. He loses a Doomguard. He can now double Soulfire. Azuzu plays it perfectly and takes the victory over Luigi's. What an upset in this best of 5. Well played, Azuzu, to end this tournament with a win.
And Zulok does win the tournament. I was right. Prophet Eggy proclaims it.
Wow.
Proclaims it.
So let's jump back to the brackets really quickly here. And that Zulok really did what it needed to do, and sort of got to that position where he could inflict enough damage to the face. And unfortunately, our defending runner-up did not get the taunt he needed early enough.
He is the defending runner-up. 2nd place 2 weeks in a row.
I'm sure he'll be back next week.
Dude, that sucks, man. He played so well.
He did. He did.
Hey, who was first place in the Swiss rounds?
First place in the Swiss rounds. Actually, I don't have that up anymore. Let's see.
Let me go. Wait, I think I can pull it up. I think I know who it was. Guess who was first?
Was it Luigi's?
Yeah, first, buddy.
It was Luigi's. So we have it here.
The first, man. It never works. You always lose.
Eggy Damas has predicted it, and it is true. The curse of the first. We have, in fact, Luigi's coming in first in the Swiss. That means, of course, he's going to be runner-up in the finals. But it was a great tournament, and congratulations, because our winner, Azuzu, played a great tournament as well. And this has been yet another amazing Golden Ed Weekly, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And with that being said, thank you very much for casting casting with me, Kobe. And thank you for watching, the viewers that came out tonight. And yeah, thank you for watching. Just going to run commercials. Feel free to stay, chat, and give me comments, questions.
Yeah, guys, and just before we leave, another thank you to Root, DKMR, TT Esports, Masterclass. What's the other sponsor? The gaming. It's like
V3 Gaming.
V3 Gaming. Find us on Twitch at Kobayashi Maru and Eggy SC2, and on Twitter at Kobayashi Maru, at Root Eggy on Twitter. Yep, we'll get it right sooner or later. But thank you guys all for coming out. This has been Kobayashi Maru and Root Eggy for the Golden Egg Weekly number 2, and we look forward to seeing you each and every week here. It has been one hell of a show. Thank you again to Delizic for all the admin work. You made this an amazing tournament with us. Thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you next week.